In this tutorial, I'd like to talk about unblocking, and if you allow me, sometimes I'll call it unboxing. A lot of pictures or photos that are inserted into PowerPoint will have the frame or the box, and too many of our images look like that, and like I've said or hinted at in other videos, is that we box or put things into blocks too often. Too many boxes can kind of take away from the presentation or the look of it. So another technique that's similar to a cutout is called unblocking or unboxing. So comparing the two here, here's a typical photo that's added into PowerPoint. Tends to come off kind of flat, but notice the next one. Notice how you taking part of the frame out, which is called unboxing or unblocking, makes the subject stand out a little bit better, gives that illusion of depth, or at least a little bit. So, and it's like doing a cutout, but it's keeping part of the box intact, but letting part of the subject come out of the box. I'm going to show you how to do that in Photoshop. All right, so in Photoshop, I'm going to duplicate the layers a couple times here. I'm going to hide the bottom one. All right. Now I'm going to go to the middle layer, turn the top one off for now. Okay. And like we've done before, use your selection tools to make a cutout. In this case, I think a magic wand will do fine. Sometimes you'll have to use multiple selection tools like we talked about in our Photoshop unit. So let me do a cutout here. Oh, I've got it as a tolerance as 1. I'm going to change that back to its default, 32. And there we go. And I'm going to press delete or backspace, and now I've cut out my background. Now I could just go ahead with that and put it into PowerPoint. That would be fine. It'll look good that way as a cutout. But to do the unblocking or unboxing technique, I want part of the frame to still be there, or part of the background to still be there. So I'm going to go back to my top layer here, and I'm going to turn that back on. Okay, like that. Now this time, I'm going to use the rectangle marquee tool, and I'm going to cut out part of my image. And I'm going to undo that. I want a little bit more cut out, so I'm going to start a little bit lower. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to press backspace or delete, deselect the marching ants, and there I go. I have kept part of the background, but now I've had part of the Capitol Dome to be unblocked here. I've set some of it free out of the background, so that's what I'm going for. And I could crop it here or in PowerPoint. I think I'll crop this in PowerPoint just to give you a reminder of how to do that. So let me save this. I'm going to check the image size first. Make sure it's in the 600 range. I got 42,720. That'll be just fine. Resolution 72. Remember, 72 is a rule of thumb for PowerPoint if you're putting photos into it. And I've been suggesting setting one of these numbers at 10 to arrive at your pixel dimensions around 600 or so. Okay. And then I'm going to File, Save As. Not as a Photoshop and not as a JPEG this time, because I want part of it to be transparent. I'm going to save it as PNG. All right, and save. Oops, I forgot what I saved it as. Excuse me. I was going too quick. PNG. I'm going to name this capital 3 because I have a few other versions of this. Okay, now I think I'm ready. Click OK. Back to PowerPoint. New slide. I don't want this other stuff here. Insert picture, capital 3, insert, there you go. Now I need to crop it. I don't want this distracting construction in the photo here. So I'm going to click on my crop tool. Yours looks a little bit different because you have a different version of PowerPoint, but it's similar. And I'm going to do right about there. And I'm going to bring this down to there. And there you have it. So this is called the unblocking or unboxing technique, where you keep part of the background in the box shape, but you have some of the subject poke out of the box, which gives it a little more punch, the illusion of depth. So give the unblocking technique a try.